Hey guys, welcome back to This is a Theory. It's one of your hosts, Sam. Peace. So, as you can see, Cody is not with me today because we weren't able to actually get together. Something came up, as things always do. I haven't been uploading because I've been extremely busy with school and finals are coming up, so, you know. Gotta keep it the stride, guys. Stay strong. The first theory we are going to talk about is called the Holocaust denial. It's exactly what it sounds like. Was the Holocaust real or was it fake? Many people believe the Holocaust was actually a hoax, meaning the Jews made up every single thing. Actually, there was this picture I came across online saying that the gas chambers weren't actual gas chambers. They were saying that it was misread. They didn't say what it was misread as, but they did say it was misread, and it was actually a gas chamber for, like, animals, to cook animals. I know, still bad, but... Now, also, they say that apparently Germany and Japan didn't do anything wrong, and that the Jews made the whole thing up. That's why there's hardly anybody around. So there's nobody around to really tell you. And they think the writers made it up too, and along with the joke. And it was supposed to start off as a joke, but ended up being historical. And they're trying to tell people that it's not. That's the theory. Okay, next theory. It's called the Pokemon theory. In the Pokemon games, are you really a robot? Think about it. Okay, in the beginning of Sapphire and Ruby, at the Pokemon games, the original GBA, or Game Boy Color, I'm not sure which one. Not the ones on Nintendo DS, 3DS. No, I'm talking about the original ones. Now, in the beginning of the game, you are actually in the back of a moving truck. Do you remember that when you're moving, you're in a moving truck? Normal kids your age, which is 10 or 12, would be sitting up front with their mother. But no, you're in the back with the furniture, as if you were nothing. Now, the reason for this is because you're a robot, and you're placed with the furniture because you don't need to be sitting up front. Now, when you come out, and you're about to go on your adventure, and the games in like red, blue, sapphire, all of them, your mother doesn't show any interest. She doesn't care. You know why? Because you're a robot. She made you. She wants you to go on this adventure to test your limits, to test what you can do as a robot. She wants to see if you can function as a normal, living kid. That's the thing. And with whole relations to Professor Oak and Professor Alman, all of them, is because he helped create you. And that's also why you never see your father, because he doesn't actually exist. Yeah. Also, now, do you notice that whenever you run in the games, you never get tired, you never sleep, you never eat, because you're a robot. Your Pokemon always need to eat and sleep. They have to have potions quite often. They get tired, which you hear them at the Pokemon. You buy items for them, but you never buy anything for yourself. Now, when we go into the climate change, you often in Sapphire and Ruby, you're put in dangerous environments, but you seem to have no problem with it. In fact, many of the team members, Team Magma, complain about the heat, but you seem to have no problem with it. Plus, your character never speaks because she forgot to put a program that can allow you to speak because you're a robot. Now, with Team Magma, and also when you were fighting against the two legendary Pokemon in Sapphire and Ruby, you don't get hurt, ever. One cry can make the world fall apart. But you defeat them with the 6 Pokemon, ordinary Pokemon, and you don't get a scratch. Why? Because you're a robot. Yeah. Pretty spooky, huh? Now, the next theory I have for you guys is apparently, you know, have you ever watched Hey Arnold? You know, the TV show with the guy with the football head? Yeah? Well, did you know that if there's a late pregnancy with a child, their head will resemble something like a football? Stay with me on this one, guys. Okay, so supposedly the theory is his grandparents. Okay, so Arnold is positioned as a orphan because we never see his parents. They say that he's dead in the beginning of the show, and he goes to live with his grandparents. Now they say his grandparents are his actual real parents, and that the mother had a late pregnancy, and that is why his head is shaped like a football. And it's also with this particular disease, you have hallucinations. So in that case, is his friends even real? Yeah. Next theory is called Rugrats theory. So have you ever watched that show with Angelica and the babies? And have you ever noticed that Angelica is the only one that can actually understand the baby talk? Apparently there's a reason for that. And the reason is a theory, of course. So, the theory is that actually Angelica is imagining all of it. That the babies were never actually born. So, with Chaz, he died as a baby, which is the reason why he's always such a nervous wreck. Now with Tommy, you notice how his father's always in the basement? Apparently Tommy was a stillborn, and his mother died with him. Now, she died of heartbrokenness, because yes, you can actually die by heartbreak. It has to be a large amount of heartbreak, but it's possible. Now, with that is why Tommy's father is always in the basement making toys for the kid he never had, and for the kid who never got to live. Yeah. Now, the twins. Supposedly, the Devos had, I think that's how you pronounce the names, the Devos had an abortion, and Angelica didn't know what gender the baby was going to be. She didn't know if it was going to be a male or a female. So she decided to make it twins. One was a girl, and one was a boy. And that explains why no other person except Angelica can understand the babies. No parents, not even her friends. Because they're all in her head. And the reason her friends go along with this is because they're worried about her. But maybe her doctor told them, you need to keep going along with it because she was like this when she was first born. Messed with your heads, didn't you? So the whole show is a lie.